Of a militia group now tied to Louisville could spend more than 20 years in prison. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tom Lally. A jury convicted John Johnson, better known as Grandmaster Jay, of assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers during the protests in 2020. Some wonder why these specific charges were chosen and what they'll mean for his sentencing. The WHAS 11 night team's Ford Sanders finds out.
The conviction rate in U.S. District Court is not good for defendants. Generally, the conviction rate exceeds 90%.
Grandmaster Jay, now a part of that statistic. He faced 2 counts after being indicted in December 2020. One was assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers engaged in official duty, as well as brandishing a firearm in relation to a crime of violence.
There are basically 3 levels of punishment in this statute. Level 1 is a misdemeanor. Level 2 is up to 8 years. He got the enhanced penalty of up to 20 years because this enhanced penalty requires whoever in the commission of acts described in subsection A uses a deadly or dangerous weapon.
Thomas Clay is an attorney in Louisville and says with the way the law is written, the presence of the firearm led to why prosecutors chose the most serious of possible charges. Jeffersonville, Indiana attorney Larry Wilder says there is also another layer to that first count, and that comes down to who was actually on the roof.
Add the layer of the federal officers. You add the layer of the gun, and then it becomes the federal officer enhances it.
So what happens when it comes to conviction? A jury of 16 sat in on all 4 days of the trial, hearing witnesses, being shown evidence, and hearing Grandmaster Jay testify.
The benefit of going to trial in front of a jury is the jury hears the evidence, and they decide which side they believe.
And when it came to the makeup of the jury, well, they were mostly white, and lawyers tell me that this isn't necessarily uncommon for federal trials.
Jefferson County, Kentucky, greater Louisville, there's a lot fewer minorities. There's a concentration. When you get to the federal courts, and the federal district encompasses such a large area of a not so diverse state, then you're going to get a primarily white jury.
Both Wilder and Clay tell me it's not unusual for federal trials to pull outside of the county it's happening in, which then means a lesser chance of diversity in the jury. For the sentencing, both lawyers tell me that is based on a number of factors like criminal history, employment status, amongst others.
There's going to be a lot of argument that's going to be made to mitigate the potential sentence, and the judge has the ability to do that. We're seeing that in Washington, D.C. right now with the insurrection, January 6th insurrection prosecutions.
Clay saying it could be likely Johnson will see a minimum of 7 years. In Louisville, Ford Sanders, WHAS 11, on your side.
That's 4 federal charges. On a state level, Johnson is also facing 5 counts of wanton endangerment for this same issue.